So a lot of times on this channel, when I talk about the resistance, I'll talk about these groups like Antifa, Black Lives Matter, the communists and socialists, and I'll say that those people are not our enemies. Now, they are definitely the shock troops for our enemies, and they can cause us a lot of problems, but our enemies on the right as a populist movement are the anti-populists. You can call them the global elites, you can call them technocrats, Fabian Socialists. It's really the people who are only concerned with one thing, and that is obtaining power and crushing dissent, crushing anyone who challenges that power. And these people are not true believers like those resistance folks. They are not necessarily communists or socialists. They're definitely not anti-fascists. In fact, a lot of times they are the fascists. They are only aligned with the left because the left want to grow government, and these people often get power through government, and the left are a lot less likely to challenge their agenda. And these people, they only see one thing as a threat to their power monopoly, and that is a well-informed, well-armed populace. And that's why the right-wing populist movements are such a threat to them. And they are going to do everything they can to make sure that we do not have a well-informed or well-armed populace. In fact, in Europe, they've pretty much eradicated that as a threat to them. Or they have done a lot of things that they were not able to do here in America to make sure that threat is lessened. Here in America, we still have freedom of speech, although they are using big corporations now to try to shut that down. And they are going further and further every day. That's why this week we saw companies like Facebook, Twitter, and CNN conspiring with members of government to shut down a meme. And I'm talking, of course, about the Nancy Pelosi meme. Now, the bigger threat to them is a well-armed populace, obviously. And that's why they are constantly trying to eradicate any kind of gun rights that the populace might have. But what happens when they've gone all the way? When they've taken away any semblance of free speech and pretty much any ability to buy or possess a firearm? Well, that's when they go after the military. Because the military to them is that last hurdle. And that's why this week we saw in Britain a new campaign to remove anybody who might be right-wing or populist from their military. So the British military put out what they call an RWX checklist. RWX stands for right-wing extremist. And it is a list of identifiers that would prohibit somebody from military service based on their politics. Now guys, I'm a combat veteran. In fact, on paper, I am your ideal candidate for military service. I joined the Army the day after September 11th. I excelled in my training. I volunteered for combat duty. I would have gone on to become an officer if I had not been medically retired out. And I am politically an average soldier in the United States military. You see, most soldiers are nationalists. Most of us are conservative. And that is because we love our country. We see the importance of having a strong nation. We see the problems with big government. We see the problems with having crippling bureaucracies or giving too much power through the state to oppressive psychopaths. We see the benefits of being able to challenge authority and have free speech. And we see the balancing power that possessing a firearm gives to an oppressed population. And so we're exactly what you want in a military. But not these people. To these people, we're right-wing extremists. So I want to go through this list and see if one or all of these things would prevent me, your average soldier, from joining the military in Britain. Alright guys, so I want to make this part fun. We're going to go through the checklist and make a game out of it that I want you guys to play along. For each one of these that describes you a little bit, give yourself 1 point. If it describes you a lot, give yourself 2 points. And if not at all, just skip to the next one. At the end, I want you to tally all your points up and post your total score in the comment section The people with the scores closest to mine will be the winners. Let's start with number 1. Describes themselves as patriots. So people who describe themselves as patriots, according to the British military, are right-wing extremists. So if that describes you a little, give yourself 1 point. A lot, 2 points. Number 2, adds Istan to the names of British places. So if you call London Londonistan every now and then, give yourself 1 point. Never. Skip to the next one, and if you do it often, give yourself 2 points. Describes multicultural places as lost. So if you think London is a lost city. Number 4, has tattoos with extreme right-wing iconography. Well, guys, I'm going to go ahead and show you my tattoos. I have the laugh now, cry later. Yeah, I was a kid when I got these. I know, they're ridiculous. The cross and the blue dog. Now, I guess to these people, the cross would be extreme right wing. So if you have a cross or something like that, give yourself 1 point. Number 5, looks at opponents as traitors. You see, I don't get this one. Wouldn't you want people in your military who see opponents of the nation as traitors? Number 6, uses the term Islamofascism. Number 7, discusses the creation of white-only communities. Number 8, becomes increasingly angry at perceived injustices or threats to their national identity. Number 9, refers to individuals ready to challenge their extreme right-wing views as being indoctrinated. Number 10, makes generalizations about Muslims and Jewish people. Guys, just go ahead and give yourself 2 points if you speak the truth about any group, no matter who they are. Number 11, claim that immigration is the root of all injustices against vulnerable people, for example, old age pensioners, veterans, and etc. Guys, give yourself 2 points there if you believe that immigration is hurting Europe in general, or that illegal immigrants are a burden to our society because they use lots of our tax dollars, they consume our resources, they are not putting in what they take out. Number 12, involves colleagues in closed social media groups. So they're saying you can't have a social media group unless you share it with the class. In this case, the class being the entire military base, I guess. Number 13, refers to political correctness as a left-wing or communist plot. Well, it is, and this just shows how stupid these people are, because all you have to do is read Herbert Marcuse or any other left-wing author, and they are very open about this. Number 14, makes inaccurate generalizations about the left or government. So guys, give yourself 2 points there if you ever tell the truth about the left or about government. Number 15, I love this one. It's such projection. Threatens violence when losing an argument, although claiming that right-wing groups protest peacefully. Well, we do, and we don't threaten violence when we lose an argument. That's all on the left. Now, the right wing can be violent, but we are reactionary. That's why the left call us reactionary. We don't go out and start this stuff. Actively seek out impressionable individuals to indoctrinate or recruit. More projection here. I love this, right? So it's the right who are going to universities and public schools and indoctrinating people, not left-wingers, right? And yeah, we control all the media. We're the ones indoctrinating people. We're the ones who have to censor our opponents, not the left. They don't do that. 17. Use blatantly untruthful or incorrect references to immigrants, Judaism, or Islam. I don't even know what they mean there. Number 18. Talk of an impending racial conflict or race war. Give yourself a point if you think we're headed towards a civil war. It doesn't have to have anything to do with race. Obviously, they're going to try to make everything about race. So, number 19, claim that it is acceptable to abuse Jews, Muslims, as Judaism or Islam are not races. Give yourself a point if you think it's fair to criticize either of those groups or any group, because you don't care about any of these things. All you care about is merit. Number 20. Has extreme right-wing group stickers or badges on clothing and personal items? Well, that is definitely for all of you Proud Boys out there. You can give yourselves 2 points. Well, there you go, guys. 20 questions designed to prevent extremists from joining the military. Except that's not at all what this is about. These people don't care about extremists joining the military. In fact, they're actively recruiting extremists. Just go look at the latest recruitment ads for the British Army. What this is about is preventing nationalists, populists, patriots, people who will defend their country and put their country first from joining into military service. And that's because the military really poses the greatest threat for these people. If you look at communist countries around the world, it's always been the military who led a coup against their oppressive dictatorships. And right now, the military is one of the only bureaucracies that has not been completely subverted, completely taken over by left-wingers. And that's for a couple of reasons. One, there's a lot of checks and balances there, but two, you have a lot of beta males on the left who just would not join the military or would not be able to function in the military. So they're lowering the standards right now too while they're doing stuff like this. Thank God our military has not been completely taken over with subversion and nepotism like a lot of these other federal bureaucracies. We actually have some people standing up against this. And here in the United States, they actually are now raising standards to combat this push to let trans or women join these combat units, things like that. But that's what this is all about. Anyway, guys, I hope you liked this video. Like and subscribe. Please share the video. YouTube is doing the same thing to me that they've done to Mark Dice and a lot of these other channels. My channel is a lot smaller than theirs, and they're making sure it stays that way by hiding it on searches and making sure that it's not popping up in suggestions or you're not getting notified. So sharing the videos are the only way that people are going to see it. And please, support the channel if you can. It's paypal.me/HailHydra1. But more importantly than that, just share the videos and let me know what you think in the comments. I'm out.